All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Hawaiian Affairs Committee hearing. I'm Senator Mailisha Mabukuro, Chair. Also have Vice Chair Senator Favela. Also have members Senator Zihara, Kyoho Kalole, and Richards. This hearing is being streamed live on YouTube. You can find links to viewing options for all Senate hearings and meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. And if you're interested in seeing written testimony, you can go to our website at capitol.hawaii.gov. In the unlikely event that we must abruptly end this hearing due to a major technical difficulty, we'll reconvene to discuss any outstanding business, and a public notice will be posted on the legislature's website. For those testifying remotely, all testifier audio will be muted and videos disabled until it's your turn to testify. As is our practice, there's a 2-minute time limit per testifier. And if there are temporary technical glitches during your turn, we may have to move on to the next person due to time constraints. We appreciate your understanding and remind you that the committee has already received your written testimony. And members, please wait to ask your questions for the testifiers until we have gone through all the testifiers for that measure. So we're going to start with GM 568. This is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Island Burial Council for Hawaii Island, nominee Ini Maikalani Kahakalau, for a term to expire June 30, 2027. And we've got DLNR in support here. We also have Lou Favorito in support. Anyone else here for GM 568?
She's present.
Okay. And so so then we can call on to the nominee, Ms. Kahakalau. Thank you for being on Zoom. Hello there. Thank you for being willing to serve. Did you want to make any kind of statement? You don't have to, it's optional.
Just mahalo nui for considering me for the Hawaii Island Burial Council. I take it as an extreme honor to malama our iwi kupuna.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, members, any questions? Okay, I don't think we have any questions for you. Any questions for the nominee? Not yet? Okay, well, thank you so much. Stand by, but we'll be taking our vote later today, so we'll be quick. Mahalo. Okay, we're gonna move on then to the next one, which is GM, 569, submitting for consideration, confirmation for the Island Burial Council. This is nominee Kayla Crivello for a term to expire June 30, 2027 for Hawaii Island. And so first we have in support, we've got DLNR. And anyone else, anything else there here? Anyone else here for GM 569? Okay, seeing none. Are they present?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, yes. So Ms. Crivello, thank you for being here as well and for your service. Did you want to say anything? It's optional.
Hello, and I'm looking forward to another term with the Burial Council as a Kona representative. Are really looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Any questions, members?
Questions.
Yes.
I have questions for the last one.
Okay, Vice Chair Favela.
What is your connection to Hawaii? Oh, she went. Oh.
There she is.
Oh, sorry.
Island.
Hey, go ahead. Sorry.
So on my mother's side, our ohana has genealogical ties to Kona and Ka'u, and then the Ho'okena, as well as the Kekahawaii Ole lands of North Kona.
Thank you. What makes you qualified for the position?
I have served on the Burial Council for a few years now, and I've got about 5 or 6 years of historic preservation review experience as well, and have spent time as a Burial Council member as well as cultural liaison at Hokulia, reviewing burial treatment plans, burial site component preservation plans, understanding the Hawaii administrative rules, 13300 specifically. And I think that my ability to serve the Burial Council has really depended on my understanding of those administrative rules and the roles and responsibilities as a Burial Council member. I also am a part of the Kona community, and I have been serving the Kona community as not just a Burial Council member, but in conservation, the conservation work I do and the preservation work that I do as a advocate for the ancient historic trail systems and all of the cultural landscapes that encompasses and it extends into. So I think my love for my community and my love for this aina have really allowed me to sit in this seat or space, burial council, and look towards supporting the best interests of our iwi kupuna and their mo'opuna.
Thank you. As a Hawaii Islander Burial Council member, what do you hope to accomplish in this position?
My hope always been just to serve the people of this island and the community while really help support our community in navigating the state laws that are in place for protecting iwi kupuna, while also helping them to understand the capacity that we have as council burial council members to support them and helping to direct them if there's a situation where we can't support them or we don't have that capacity, maybe it's under someone else's jurisdiction. I think there's a lot of people in our community who have an innate understanding of what it means to malama iwi kupuna, but I think that the rules and guidelines and the restrictions and the different entities that are involved in preservation work can often be really confusing or sometimes feel a little bit out of reach to community. And I've always just wanted to serve as a bridge to help support their ability to advocate for their kupuna and for their ohana with my understanding of those rules that can sometimes be a bit foreboding, I guess.
Thank you. I'm going to just keep them to one question because I think I'll bombard you with 3 questions. All right, thank you, Chair.
Other questions, members?
Thank you for that.
Okay. Next up, GM 571, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Island Burial Council for Kuaini Ihau, gubernatorial nominee Jeanette Kahalekai for a term to expire June 30, 2027. And we have for this one DLNR in support. Anyone else here for GM 571? Okay, and is she, okay, yes, and we have Ms. Kahalekai. President, mahalo for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you very much for accepting or giving me confirmation.
Oh, you're welcome. Members, any questions?
Just one question. I'm just going to give you one question. Sorry.
All right.
What have you learned from the first term of your being on the burial council?
I did learn a lot about iwi kupuna as far as taking care of them and in the burial aspect of it. I did learn a lot about our laws, our Hawaiian laws, and know that in the burial council, as much we can only advise. We do a lot of advisement to the people who need to take care of the iwi itself. I've also learned that there is a lot of crisscross communications, let's put it that way, crisscross communications that maybe need to be cleared up. And sitting on the board, it doesn't, we don't have a really final say in a lot of things, although we do have a lot of community concerns, and the community, they want to have things done right away. And, it's kind of hard to, I found it a little challenging to vocalize that when you don't have all the communications together. So I've learned a lot about that. Thank you.
Other questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
Chair.
Senator Richards.
Yeah, thank you. Curious, you talk about ho'oponopono. So talk to me about how you apply your ho'oponopono. You're saying your talking story.
Okay, so ho'oponopono, I'm a cultural practitioner in ho'oponopono itself. when you are, and especially when their challenge, there's a lot of challenges where you're trying to find out or feel out where this EV came from, and you can do a lot of things in prayer, and prayer, it helps as you're in that area, and you pray to the land, and they will connect you to someone who has been there before, or connect you to the records that you need to find to go through that path. So I find Ho'oponopono not only helps like open that pathway up and open, and I mean, it's a old, I say it's an old cultural tradition that we have done it in a long, long time. At the same time, it also helps people who are have burial areas that are not able to get to or access that, for them, to help them to do Ho'oponopono on their part and not be so restricted in this is how they want to have it done, and so applying Ho'oponopono at all times, I think, and even in our council meetings and stuff like that, because of the communicate, or because of lack of communication and so on and so forth. So I feel Ho'oponopono is big time needed in all aspects of when you're dealing with people who don't have like the burial rights to it, and you're dealing with people who do have the burial rights to it.
Thank you, because
yeah,
you nailed it. Because when I was thinking, when you're talking about the challenges and the communication, and you don't have the final say, but through Ho'oponopono, you're able to guide and find a way forward with that. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
And you said exactly what I wanted to hear. So thank you.
Thanks.
Other questions, members? Thank you. Okay, then the final measure is GM 570, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Island Burial Council for Maui Lanai gubernatorial nominee Dwight Burns for a term to expire June 30, 2027. So we have DLNR in support, Operating Engineers Local 3 in support, and Anna 2S Popo also in support. Anyone else here for GM 570? Yes, feel free to come forward. Hello.
Afternoon, Chair.
Afternoon.
Vice Chair, Senators. I'm Dwight Burns.
Oh, in person.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I wanted to be in person out of respect to
thank you
see
so
and talk to
much.
each and every one of you.
Oh, and you came from Maui.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Oh,
did.
thank
My
you
wife
so
and I.
much. Oh, thank you. Okay, well, members, questions? Do you want to start, Senator? Yeah, Nora.
Let's see, what is your background on regarding burial council work or burial sites? Do you have any background in that?
So my background is over on Maui, Council members Sanansi came out with the overlay bill, and then Council member U'u Hodges started a working group for the overlay bill. I was part of that group to try and fix that bill and work out the kinks so it'll work.
What is the overlay bill?
It's pertaining to kupuna, EV kupuna,
Okay.
throughout the island.
Okay.
And I'd like to say they could start in Hana first, because some places really sensitive. Don't get me wrong, the whole state is sensitive when it comes to EV kupuna.
So my general question, so you may be in position to respond now, or maybe in the future, and assuming you're on the council and so forth, and it has to do with is I got a map showing the burial sites in Lahaina. And those were sites identified since I guess there was a fire in 1920 sometime, and it was Lahaina, I was told, was paved over, and these are sites that I guess someone wanted to build and go down, they would have to do archaeological digs. My question was, is there an awareness or a suspicion as to where, from past practices before the Lahaina, before the, let's say, the turn of the century, before, let's say, 1920s or before then, and during the time when Lahaina was the Kingdom of Hawaii's capital, where were the burials? And are there, areas that were known as burials before the modern age, where, so that because, and I guess the reason I ask is because I don't know, I assume that if you're going to rebuild, that the laws of the day would hold, and so you would have to, I guess, or is there an exemption for having to do excavation or archaeological study to see whether, if you're going to build a foundation, whether you need to check on it? I haven't heard those issues raised, and to me that's the first question that came in terms of rebuilding Lahaina. And so I don't know, can you address that, whatever you know?
So I think that question is being asked by everybody right now. That's a really sensitive question.
Okay.
But in my experience, being an operating engineer, I actually worked Front Street back in the 90s. We worked with, that was actually Kiewit's job. They were redoing Front Street, redoing infrastructure, and they came across EV Kupuna. So if you ask me, with my experience being in the field, that whole area is highly sensitive to burials, the whole area. I cannot give you the exact answer exactly,
Right.
pinpoint where they are, but I'm pretty sure with my experience being in the industry, it's throughout. Some that has been documented and some that hasn't.
Okay, Vice Chair.
Just a quick one. What did we have learned from, I don't know the name of the district, but when they built Safeway,
Wailuku.
Wailuku, and they found a lot. What did we have learned, and what would you do or advise to do differently than what had happened over there at Safeway?
Me personally, I think they did the right thing. I would rather they remove it when it is discovered in the same general facility and area, rebury it, like how they did with what you call that? We call them a crib. You have this area where it's rock wall, fenced in, and people go and pay their respects there because they know where it is now. Prior to that, you didn't know where it was. Nobody knew where it was. Going back to my experience in the field, we're the ones that usually find these things when we're doing our trenching and excavation. It's the equipment operators. It doesn't have to be just local 3, but even like your electricians, your plumbers, you all digging trenches, we all excavating.
Right.
We're the ones that find it usually and come across it. So in the 70s and 60s, when I have family that was in the industry before me, generational. So they say when they did like Kaumano Avenue, Kahumano Shopping Center, Maui Mall Shopping Center, they would leave it instead of remove it and relocate them so you know where it is. And practitioners can go and visit and pay respect.
The reason why I bring it up is because the other Safeway on Kapahulu, they did exactly what you just said. They just paved right over them.
Yeah.
They left them there and then cement them right over.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Not at all.
Thank you for answering that question.
Senator Richards?
Yeah, thank you. Operators, and so you've already touched on it. You guys are the ones that most likely are going to turn some of the EV up. And so from your perspective, is this something you think we need to touch on? What can we do better as a state to better protect the EV? Because we're going to find it. And when we build, when we remodel, whatever, we're going to find it. From your perspective, what can we do better?
To better protect the EV?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. If you don't mind, I would like to elaborate on the previous
Please.
Nominee or confirmation. Ho'oponopono. Exactly what you guys were talking about.
Okay.
That would be the way.
Because we're going to find it, and you guys have the equipment, you're really going to find it.
Yeah.
And so, and I appreciate, and I also appreciate the comments that Senator Vela said about being very respectful and reinterning right in place so everybody knows where it is, but then we take care.
And that's what interests me to be a part of the burial. Not only that, but working with the overlay bill working group, we had some really knowledgeable people in that group, DLNR, practitioners. So I see it as something that I can learn. I can learn more for my repertoire. So, you know, like I say, when I out in the field and we come across the iwi kupuna, I'd like to be a part of making sure that that gets taken care of properly, the right way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Ihara?
So lineal descendants, do they have rights on, are lineal descendants easily found, or are they around?
They do
or-
have rights, the
Okay.
descendants.
All right, and are they able to identify themselves as connected to at a
Some are
particular
able
site?
to. Some are able to identify themselves, and I'm sorry if I'm offending
Yeah,
any of our Kanakamo'olis out there, but some are able to in
and
most
then they
cases.
become, is that where they could be involved in the whole Pono with the developer and so forth, so that a mutually, a way to mutually respect the ancestors in a way that so that would be the optimum, I guess, outcome, where they have
Correct.
a sacred place on the property.
Yeah.
That it's actually more special than underground someplace.
Correct.
What would be the other alternative if it's not paved over and if it's not in a special location? Is there like an offsite, or is there, I'm not sure how far
You know,
the
I hope I have the right answer for you, but in most cases, I've seen it on the site within the general area, not particularly in that site where they found it, but in the same area, not too far away. Like it is like right there.
Okay.
Other questions? No. Okay, looking good. Okay, so a few folks are here, then I'm ready to go into decision making.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for
Thank you,
the
guys.
journey. Okay, so starting with GM 568, this is for I'i Maikalani, Kahakalau. Recommendation is to advise and consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Chair, Senator Shibakuro,
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara.
Aye.
Senator Keokalole.
Aye.
Senator Richards.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Oh, thanks. Next, GM 569, Kayla Crivello. Recommendation is to advise and consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, then Vice Chair for the vote.
All right. All senators present for Hawaiian Affairs. Any nays, any reservations? Motion passes.
Thank you. GM 571, Jeanette Kahalikai. Recommendation is to advise and consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, then Vice Chair.
That's 571, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. 571, all senators in the Hawaiian Committee. Voting, any reservations, any nays? Okay, motion passes.
Okay, for the last on this agenda, GM 570, this is for Dwight Burns. Recommendation is to advise and consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, then Vice Chair.
Okay. All senators present in Hawaiian Affairs, anybody with any nays, reservations? Please have it. Motion passes.
Okay, and then IT, we have another agenda at 101, just a short form, real fast. Do I need to gavel in, gavel out? The yes rates? Or can I just go straight into it?
Yeah, it's okay to go straight into it.
I can? Okay,
Yes.
oh, great. Okay, so next we have our 101 agenda, and this is just for a short form bill, SB 541. And sorry, I just made a technical error when I did decision-making last time. And so we're opening the 101 agenda for the Committee on Hawaiian Affairs. We're meeting to reconsider previous decision-making on SB 541, which is a short form bill. I recommend that we reconsider our previous vote on SB 541 and instead pass it with amendments and recommit the measure to the Senate Committee on Hawaiian Affairs. The amendments are to insert language contained in the proposed SD1, which is for a reconciliation day for January 17 of the year. Any discussion? Okay, then Vice Chair for the vote. So we're gonna, yeah.
Chair, Shibakuro,
Aye?
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara.
Aye.
Senator Keokalole.
Aye.
Senator Richards.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you so much, members.